I just don't know what to do, man. Why don't you tell me the story?
Chicago's South Side. These streets are home to some of the most dangerous gangs in America. There were more murders here than in any other city in the United States. Just standing on the wrong street corner to get you killed.
Waist down or waist up, niggas get found either face down or face up. Usually snitches, crack buildings posted like churches where we raised up more trust and success.
Hey, this is IntellectualRadio-Podcast. I'm solo dolo today. I thought my crew would come in, but that's okay. That's why my first thing I want to bring up today is to that school where the teacher got shot and them kids. That's one thing we have to think about is our kids when they going to school and trying to live a normal life. You just keep your eyes and ears open, and my prayers go out to those students, or somebody's bothering them. Get a hand on that real quick, because if you don't, something major can really happen. And I'm just trying to just educate some of you young brothers that's out there that got problems. Instead of resulting to violence, get up with somebody that you can trust and you can open your heart and your mind up to without being prosecuted. It's hard to open up to somebody because you've been sheltered all these years. But at the end of the day, it's somebody that cares. And just pick your friends wisely. Don't get into drama. It's not about trying to be cool. It's just you trying to get educated and, live a normal life. I talk about it all the time when it comes down to my life. A lot of the things that I did back in the days, that's because I didn't have structure and I was running wild. And so I understand the mindset of some of you young cats that, you don't have nobody in your corner. You out there alone. It's all good, to have those type of, irrational thoughts. When you think irrational, it's also a rational thought that comes to your mind, because one thing you don't want to deal with is the police. You don't want to lose your life, and you don't want to be in a situation where you become an addict trying to be with the Joneses at the same time. Monkey see, monkey do. I know you heard that. You follow the leader. Make your own decisions, because at the end of the day, you got one life to live. And don't nobody want to struggle and go through a hard knock life just to end up dead in jail. So I'm gonna get off that. Anyway, happy Memorial Day, to the fallen soldiers and anyone in your family that died on this day. This is a day of remembrance, and thinking about loved ones, and the barbecue. Everybody barbecue on these days. Be safe, eat good, and just think about the loved ones that you lost, if they was in the war or just the street. It's a war in the streets today. So everybody that passed on this day or any other day, if you think about it, if you see it on television, they've been talking about it all weekend. There's been more killings this weekend than it has been since last year. You know what I'm saying? It's time to, put the guns down. First and foremost, killing yourselves. When you kill another black person, you're killing yourself. That's a part of your spirit. That's a part of your culture, part of your life's, struggles, ups and downs, whatever you want to call it. They're family. At the end of the day, I don't care if they from one gang and you from another gang, and you from this, black, white, brown, Puerto Rican, Chinese. I don't care. We all family, because at the end of the day, we all struggling. You see how it's going down. And actually, you giving the police free reins to your life. We had a situation where a couple of weeks ago, ATF agent got shot in the face. Now, I don't condone nobody getting killed or being shot in the face or being harmed at no time. But when you got to think about it, you're in a high crime area and you buy somebody's car at night, you ain't got no badge on, you don't have anything saying that you're the police. So what you do, you try to put a bug or a tracker on somebody's car, and someone in the high crime area see you. The first thing they thinking that you still in a car. They not thinking that you're a HEF agent. Excuse me. So, you know, you can look at it at two ways. First and foremost, you at night trying to put a track on somebody's car. A young brother just so happened come out and see that you might be messing with his car, his mama car, or somebody real close to him, or the neighbor's car. The first thing you want to do is basically try to scare him off. Okay, you shoot a shot, but you know that's a high crime area, so you're not thinking clearly. You just thinking to get that guy away from the car, and you shoot, and the man gets shot in the face. Now, you can play that two ways. Yes, the police was trying to put a tracker, but at the same time, me being a civilian, knowing that I'm supposed to have a gun, but I'm protecting my family. And you shoot him because at the end of the day, you know, you protecting your belongings. You're protecting something that's valuable to your family. And he shot the man in the face. So, you know, the man about to be in jail for a long time, fight for his life. Prayers go out to the person that got shot in the face. At the same time, prayers going out to the family. The brother or the Mexican guy, you know, went to jail for it. Now, they had a manhunt. Now, it's another story to that, saying that he just walked out in the gangway. He was on camera walking out. He can also beat that, because if he walking out and y'all never found a gun, no residue, no gunpowder or nothing like that, you know, once he go through the court system, he might be free just on the technicality. But if the person actually shot that man and that's him, you know, he deserved to go to jail, because like I say, I don't condone nobody getting shot, police or people that's on the street. It's time to put the guns down and think about our future. Think about what's going on in the government, what's going on in the board of education system, the economic system, mortgage. It's time for us to start thinking straight. I got a little cold today, so y'all got to excuse me. But, you know, it's just been weighing heavy on my heart, where a lot of people are being killed for nonsense. I've seen a lot of people in my life get killed because one person was dating another girl, gambling, you stepping on my toes on the hustle game. You know, that's my baby. No, that's my baby. But all in all, you made an irrational move that might cost you your life, cost you being in a chair, paralyzed from the neck down or waist down, it don't matter, or you being in jail for the rest of your life. Who want to be in jail for the rest of your life? That's a lot. That's a soul that's lost, that ain't gonna never be found, and you have to spend your life in prison. Who want to live like that? Now, I know people that been in and out of prison because that's all they know. It's prison life. They couldn't be able to get themselves together and be a prominent citizen after you serve your time. You know the consequences if you get in trouble. For all you brothers that got felonies, get on the internet. If you don't have no nonviolent background, these factories are hiring convicted felons. If you don't have no gun, rape, or violent X on your back, it's jobs out here. If you got nonviolent crimes, CTA is hiring. Go clean them tracks. Learn how to drive that track. They're giving you a second chance. It might not be what you want, but it's better than what you got. And half of the time, you ain't got nothing. You out there scrapping. If you sell a loose square CDs, even though I'm not knocking that hustle, I'm not knocking that hustle at all. The point is, you can live a little easier if you just get out there. If you got to get a 7-day bus card, get on that train. If you got to go all the way out there to O'Hara, get out there, because it get easier once you start working. You making that money, you getting in the swing of having a job. Then you, while you working, go find something that's closer. But you got to have that kickstart. Everybody got to have a kickstart. You know, I had to get one. Yes, and it's a balance. Do I want to be out here, turning up? Or do I want to be able to be off the streets for a few hours, at least 14 hours a day, and I ain't got to worry about the police jacking me up? See, them the decisions you have to make. Because, trying to nickel and dime on the street ain't gonna do nothing but get you seen, get you caught up, and get you in jail. One or the other. Or get caught up in something that you ain't even had nothing to do with it. Now they're killing young ladies. A 15-year-old just got killed. For what? Because she's standing out on the block. Now the family's hurt. You didn't broke that family spirit. You don't have no faith in yourself to be a prominent person in the neighborhood. These guys, that's out here that call themselves having these slots, and you're not trying to educate these brothers of being something in life, encourage them to get their GED, encouraging them to be something, pick up a trade. I don't care what it is. If it's culinary arts, if it's being a plumber, being a laborer, being a carpenter. Right now is the time to get you a trade. See, people don't want to be in school. If you knew the trades, you don't be in school all day. You might do 2-3 days to learn the fundamentals, to fit safety, and take certain tests to see if your aptitude is at a level that you can. Once you in those trade schools, it ain't no passing and fail. It's getting you prepared to be an apprentice, and you learn while you working, and you'll be making good money. Every time you get paid is every 7 days. It ain't no, you have to work a whole month before you see your first paycheck. No, you work 14 days and that first check will come. And then the next Friday will be another check, and the next Friday. And what you do, you save some of that money. You know what I'm saying? When y'all get a chance to see a check and your hourly rate is 36, 34 as an apprentice, you ain't going to want to do nothing else. You're not going to want to be out there on the block because you want to see that check because it's something that you worked hard for. It's like a badge of honor when you can have a pocket full of money or start your own bank account. You can get you get your license. You can get yourself back on track. Any bills that you owe, you can, do it. You don't have time to be walking around here thinking you balling when you broke. You don't have time to be in no girl's face trying to win her over when there's a million of them out there. It's about longevity. It's about survival. And it's about committing your self-worth. Doing the things that you need to do to be prominent in the community, in this world. It's never over unless you say it's over. 90% mental, 10% physical. The 10% is getting up and having that drive to go get it. Mental is learning the tools and all the things that you have to learn in order to get to a certain point. I don't care if you got to get on the Pace bus and go out to one of them bakery factories that's out there in Hickory Hill somewhere. I don't know. If you got to get on the metro trains, you got to sacrifice the game. Get the job, and then transportation will come in. Because, I'm not a biblical type of person. I'm not spiritual like that. But, they always say when you take one step, God give you 10. Every step you make, you're going to have an easier pathway of getting to where you need to be. Yeah. So, I'm not no preacher. I'm not no person that look down on you because I am you. I'm just letting you know what I had to do to get to a certain point in my life. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you have to have your own sound mind and body to make the decisions in your life. So I'm a safe way into something else. I just wanted to, put that on your head. You brothers out there that disrespect these women, start, enlightening them, because at the end of the day, y'all break their spirits. They might not tell you that, but the actions speaks louder than words. When you badmouth them, I don't care what type of situation these sisters in. We are the kings. We are the ones that guides them, because they draw off of our acts. Regardless of what she's doing, if you dedicate yourself of respecting these sisters, then they have dedication for you and support, because we need each other. Because at the end of the day, they are the mothers of this earth. Without them, it ain't no us. So remember, recognize that, and understand, we all need each other. All lives matter. And, we need to do something that's better than what we're doing today. It's going to be a hot summer, and we want to have a beautiful summer. We don't want to be sitting around getting ourselves ready for a funeral. Let these kids have a beautiful summer. Take care our neighborhoods. Put the guns down. Make people understand where you're coming from. You start talking to the old schoolers, help grandmama that's on the block, because she might need help, get people into respecting you and actually having a conversation with you. And, listen. And you adults that's out there, stop bad mouthing these kids, because you have to guide them. If they're not getting guided, then they finding out all the information, or the blind leading the blind on the street. Take it from a brother that know. If it wasn't for me being out there, I wouldn't know what I know today. But it took me to go through my own trials and tribulations to understand what you see out there is not all peaches and cream. This is Ace, the real IntellectualRadio.com. I'm just coming from the heart. It's Memorial's Day. I'm doing the show by myself, so I'm going pro bono and off the cuff, off the knuckle. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I do what I do. I don't do this just for fun. I do this enlighten some of our brothers and sisters without preaching to them, but opening their minds up to understand you are a free thinker. You can think and do whatever you want to do, but as long as it's positive. You got to understand that. It has to be positive. You have to have a plan. Because if you don't have a plan, this is what I'm talking about. Won't you get a piece of paper and write down 10 things that you want to conquer? It ain't got to be off the wall, but the most important things that you want to accomplish. If it's getting your GED, getting a job, getting a new apartment if you're already working, if you want to get to a certain level in education, you have to put forth effort, and you got to motivate yourself. The motivation for me is looking on the street, looking at the news, looking at our government, and looking at the people that's around me that is struggling. So that should be a motivation for you all, because you don't want to be like them. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes every day. Every day I make mistakes. You know what I'm saying? But I try to right the rights for the mistakes that I made. And I try to use the mistakes that I have been through and the things that I have done and, experience, and try to enlighten you all, you young folks, you young adults. Not trying to preach to you, but, walk this path or avoid this. I know You want to be with the Joneses. You want to be into the new fashions and the new music and all of that. Thank y'all for chiming in. IntellectualRadio.com. Bad connection, something going on. I don't know, but I'm partly into my show. So I'm glad I got y'all on Facebook Live. Y'all sit back and just, listen to how I chop it up. What I was talking about before I had my phone problem, I was just talking about how we should enlighten these kids this summer, motivate them. Don't have them doing something, get them involved with something. If it's something, you know, I just saw it on the news today that it's still time for these kids to get summer jobs. Parents, go and get these summer jobs for these kids. If it ain't nothing but them volunteering at I wish we had the Boys and Girls Clubs, where they had date camp back in the days. You could have volunteered in teaching little kids how to read, or you know spell their names, or anything, just to you know help teach one, reach one. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard, but we can do it. We the only race of people that don't stick together, and that's a shame. We need to stick together. We need to love on each other, respect each other, and come to a point in life where we all we got. And if we don't have each other, we don't have nothing. And that's the reason why society at hand is putting us at the bottom. I looked at a poll on television the other day, and they had it where 63% of white folks own their own homes. 51% of Mexican or Spanish descent. No, was it? No, it was 49. I think it was 49% of Hispanics owning their own home. And then when it came to black folks, they said 27%. That's crazy. And I'm not trying to show division between races, but that shows where we're different from the others. We don't even come together and try to buy property or try to buy a home and make it a family home where everybody come to and be able to relax and enjoy. We don't help each other's out. We don't support black-owned businesses. I don't care if it's a little corner store. I don't care if it's a little eatery where they making sandwiches. I don't care if it's a sister selling socks on the street. Support them. The bucket boys, I always give them money because I'd rather to hear them beating on buckets than to be beating on your car trying to steal your radio out of it, or stealing your car and going joyriding or doing drive-bys and killing somebody. If they're not shooting them, they're hitting them with the car. Then you got these brothers and sisters out here that's putting their life on the line by trying to trick these little young boys and little girls. The gay community, I don't have no squabbles with that. That's your preference. Hey, I respect that. But when these young guys is up under the act and some of these young girls is up under the act, y'all perpetrate something that you're not. And then when stuff hit the fan, somebody ready to kill you because you didn't trick them. And then certain people, them people should know the difference too. But when you up under the act, popping them pills and all of that goofy stuff, that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. And that creates the problem, Yesterday, I saw the news where they was protesting out there in Rosemont, Kanika Jenkins. And people, the police closed the case, that, saying that it was an accidental death. But a lot of people have speculations. And the more I see things on that case, they need to reopen it up and reinvestigate because something ain't adding up on that. You got young brothers and sisters. I don't know if they was young brothers and sisters. They robbed a Brinks truck. They got a manhunt. Anybody tell where these people at or know anything? They put a money boundary on these people, It's just a lot of stuff is going on, and it's taking away our youth. And our youth is not getting a chance to live life. They never scratch the surface when they're 15, 16, 17, 18 years old. They just getting to a point where they can go downtown by themselves. You know, you supposed to be thinking about college. You supposed to be thinking about what degrees you want, not the next party you going to. Yeah, you're young. Yeah, you're supposed to enjoy yourself. You're supposed to live life to the fullest, but not to a point where it jeopardize your life. You know what I'm saying? So, y'all, young folks out there, y'all really need to really think about and evaluate what's your next move. That's the reason why I play that song, Young Fathers, because in the beginning of that song, well, while they talking, it's a part in there where the brothers say, make your next move your best move. And when I say that, whatever you do, whatever move you make in life, make it your best move where you won't fail. Or if you fall, you got enough room to get back up, dust yourself off, and try it again. First, you don't succeed, try again. Because after a while, you're gonna conquer whatever fear, whatever you wanted to experience in life, you're gonna make it. But you have to have confidence within yourself. People can believe in you, tell you wonderful and all of that, but if you don't have that confidence in yourself and you're not in that insecure mindset, that is going to tear you down, self tear down, because everybody else can say that you're a masterpiece, but you have to have it in your heart is if this is what you want to do. I always wanted to do radio because I was into the music. I used to sing, but I was intrigued. Even young, I wanted to be a pastor because not because he knew the Bible or he was a religious man. He was able to decipher that Bible and God's word and relay it to his congregation where they can get an understanding. And when they get an understanding, that means the words that came out of his mouth was powerful because he had people thinking on how to better their life, believing in their God and believing in themselves and staying prayed up. You hear people say it all the time, stay prayed up. Because if you don't stay prayed up, you can't walk this life in this world not believing in God or believing in your higher power. I don't know what names or whatever, and I'm not going to get into that. But if you believe in God, whatever you call him, you need him more than you need anything else. And then you need family. Then you want your kids to believe in you. You know what I'm saying? You can't be out there trying to be young and be Tatiana, but then come in the house and want to be mom or dad and expect these kids to listen to you because you out there still trying to be young instead of being mother and father. And then when you do come into the household and the kids is of age or maybe a little bit under, you want to drink, smoke, and party with them. But here it is, they won't even do the daily household chores because they feel that you're their friend instead of being a parent. See, one thing, and I always say this, one thing, you can't be a friend to your child. You have to be a parent. You have to. It's what you do. You made them. You got to build them up to be kings and queens, So, it's basically common sense. Common sense, man. Come on, man. It's ridiculous. You know, I have problems with my kids. My kids is not special. They not on a higher plate. We still have issues, but one thing I do know, I don't kick it with my kids. I don't drink with my kids. I don't hang out with my kids because I want them to be the young adults without me being on their back, because what they might experience, I might not condone. But at the same time, I have to respect their wishes. So I'm gonna be daddy, and I don't want to be their friend. I don't do all that. I just want them to know they can come home and talk to me if they have an issue. We can both dialogue, and it ain't that you have to go by what I say. It's what you think. And what I will do is put him in a situation where he answer his own question by just being logical, using common sense. You ain't got to be the smartest dude in the world. You don't have to know the logistics and the physics to be a free thinker. Yes, no, hot, cold, wrong, right. You know what I'm saying? Common things. You know it's wrong to go out there and act a fool and be disrespectful to the elders when they're around you, talking all loud, being all ratchet, hollering and screaming. That's disrespect. One thing you have to do is have respect, not just for the person in front of you or beside you, but for yourself. If this is what you're trying to perceive, this is your resume about you. You know what I'm saying? You got to think, and it's crazy, But hey, we just chopping it up. It's all about chopping it up. I see you, Rob. I see you, Landra. I see y'all. I'm having difficulties with my phone, but I'm solo dolo, so I'm going off the dome, And I had a conversation with a brother, and I had to really let him know what's my angle. And shouts out to him. I'm not gonna throw his name out there, but he know exactly who I'm talking about. But I had to really break it down to him what level of thinking that I'm at. I'm at a point where I want to do something for my community. I want to do something so they can have respect for themselves. I want to show these young brothers that, yes, it's a struggle out here, but if you be persistent in trying to make it, something gonna give. You're not gonna make $1,000 soon as you start working. You got to work for what you want, and you got to be dedicated. Yes, these people out here, you got white folks, you got your own black folks that try to put you down and put a kickstand on what your movement. But that's when you have to use your better judgment, your better judgment to make the right decision. Because at the end of the day, it's about you. And if you got kids, it's about you and them kids. And they have to have a strong foundation. We have lost a generation, maybe 2 generations of young people and young adults and maybe some of the older adults, because they didn't use common sense. I got lucky. And I thank God I got lucky. So that's why I use this platform and let y'all know where my mind is at. And I don't have all the answers. I don't. I'm the last person to have all the answers. But when you reflect and you get by yourself, you are able to make the right decisions because you know better. When you know better, you do better. Y'all heard this before. You know what I'm saying? Y'all heard all of this, this stuff that I have said. And you know what? And I heard it, and when I was young, I ain't trying to hear that. I ain't with that. Get out of my face. Let me learn on my own and all of that. Now, I wish I could backtrack and apologize to them people and let them know that I understand why you told me this. You hit that one family member. Yeah, he might have got drunk. He might have got high. But he always tried to kick a little knowledge to you, not to preach at you, because he know he's in that struggle. He's in that life, I didn't have a big rapport with my dad, but the things that he did, yes, I emulated him in a lot of things, but then there was a lot of things that he did that I didn't want to be involved with. And he taught me something, not to be like him. So I got nothing but love for my dad, because if it wasn't for him and my mom, I wouldn't be here today. So I love him, even though he's gone. He know I'm a part of him. I look like him. Some of my attitudes is like him. You know what I'm saying? So I love my dad, and I thank him for teaching me the little things that he did or what he could do. So I'm not gonna put him down. And my mom, I love her dearly. You know what I'm saying? We haven't been um tight at the hip, but that's my mom, and I love her. And and you only got one of them, and I do what I could, and I love her for just trying to be the best mom. We struggle, but I respect that. And that's why you have to once you get older, it's a time in your life where after a while you get tired mentally, you get tired physically, you get tired emotionally, and you be wondering, man, when I can get me a big break. The only way you can get a big break if you go out there and get it yourself. There's nothing being handed to you. You might have to take the piss poor job just to keep a few dollars in your pocket. But if you persisted and you're looking for something better, you take the negative. You take the negative and you actually turn it into positive. If you have to work at McDonald's, do them little double hours or maybe 10, 12 hours, do it and learn the store. Learn the shake machine, the ice cream machine, the fryers, and how to set it from breakfast to dinner, and how to be quick, draw McGraw on the drive-through, how to break down things. Learn the logistics, and if you get fast with it, then you don't get it twisted. People are looking at you. I thought they wasn't looking at me because I just wanted to work. But when you dedicated to something, you could be dedicated to this negative, be dedicated to something that that it's a task. Life is a task. You're gonna let it make you or break you. And you do that same thing with those little mediocre jobs. Because at the end of the day, the longer you work, CNA, McDonald's, I don't care if it's security. I don't, them look even at a theater, Walgreens, whatever, Checkers, churches, whatever. Learn the system, and people can rely on you. They looking at you, and after a while they'll promote you. So yeah, it's all about free thinking and having common sense, thinking rational, not irrational. Being around positive people that want to do positive things, not being around stress or jealous folks that say that they're your friends, but that at the same time they talking behind your back and they putting you down because they feel that they could be in your shoes. That all that jealousy, negative stuff, them things that's the devil. So you try to eliminate yourself. If you have to, go to a spiritual advisor, talk to your counselor, talk to your neighbor, somebody that's outside the box, that's not going to lie to you, and ask them, ask questions. And then, you take what they give you and your thoughts, feelings, and behaviors, you come up with a master plan, for you young entrepreneurs out there, that's in music, that's in arts, that's in building, that's into computers, that's into gaming. Surround yourself positive people that got money, people that's not talking about woe is me, but trying to elevate themselves to another level. And then you're going to see yourself being on the same page, because you're going to catch up with them, because you see that they're catching blessings left and right. You want to catch those blessings too. So long as you're rubbing on their shoulder, they're going to send something your way. It ain't what you know, it's who you know. And it's all about setting your priorities to a level. You setting your goals, pray, stay prayed up, and just make your mark. You know what I'm saying? But we got about 10 minutes, right? We got 10 minutes, about 7 minutes. I want y'all to hear this song, Young Fathers, again. And I want y'all to check it out. I'm not gonna say nothing to I just want y'all to hear it.
What's happening, young blood?
Man, it's crazy out here, man.
Look like you have a lot on your mind.
Yeah, man, I'm losing guys every day, man. They getting younger, man. I just don't know what to do, man.
Why don't you tell me the story?
Chicago's South Side. These streets are home to some of the most dangerous gangs in America. Last year, there were more murders here than in any other city in the United States. Just standing on the wrong street corner can be enough to get you killed.
Waist down or waist up, niggas get found either face down or face up. Usually snitches, crack buildings posted like churches where we raised up. More stress and success, so we blaze up, haze up. Hold your head, buddy now holding his mans who was in for a couple of grams. You tell them these streets is crazy, they don't understand. Some knuckleheads, some victim of their circumstance. Most can't relate. 16 high school dropout, shorty on the way. Mom's an addict, pops upstate. Gotta find another way, even if it means getting popped on another slate. Couple months in the Audi home, nothing but a setback. Now that shorty's home, but why bother? He just hustle hard and harder. Our young fathers.
Chicago police commanders say they're battling a problem that's bigger than a mob.
They say street gangs here are much more violent than organized crime, including the Capone era.
Tonight, in the first of a two-part series, WGN News looks at the citywide gang problem by focusing on one neighborhood, the hardworking community.
There are choices to be made on his own at an early age. The streets gave him home, but will usher him to an early grave. Though his mom's an addict, might beat her to them early gates. If the land he walking ain't set straight, gotta catch him. Some say he's far too gone, he ain't coming back. He in that fast lane, getting that fast money, hitting ass things. No question asked, face mask, put your face to the dash. If you don't rebel, where that safe at? Like situations is urgent, where that pay bad. No 9 to 5 can do it. Paperwork stay stat, felony convicted, hearts conflicted, wanna do it by his only son. Not like his father won't cut and run, but what's done is done, and he fell. Why bother? He gon' go harder. Our young
Council
father.
Superintendent Bill Klein tells me when you look at the big picture, there's no comparison. Traditional organized crime accounted for about 1,000 killings over an 80-year period, while street gangs just in the last 5 years are blamed for 1,300 murders. The new police tactics are credited with bringing homicide numbers down. Gangs continue to terrorize.
Hope was an interior motor, push cola. Hope is where we from, he trained to be a soldier. Cameras on the blocks watching fight for leftovers. So many lost lives, not too many left sober. Parrot mics, trusted some tube socks. Had a copy in there, brother that made it to that toolbox. That or try to be the next Biggie or Tupac. When all this love is back to stuff, you crack down on tube socks. Why blame them? Any outlets through them outlets. It's better to feel a slave like they ain't let us out yet. Heaven knows, he looking for answers, praying the Reverend knows. They listen to them, but less they know. The more money in the pot, the more silk in this road, milk in this cold. Could have been milk for the road. It's either starve or put milk on the stove. Babies having babies, good as the soul, our young fathers.
Let me learn you something, man. You gotta know that what energy you put out to the universe comes back. There's so many moves you get in life. So make your next move your best move. So your life could end that checkmate.
It's the real IntellectualRadio.com. I just wanted y'all to vibe off that song because it means a lot to me, and it shows a picture of young fathers and the decisions that you make in life. It can make you or break you. I'm gonna close it on out, just giving y'all a final thought. Love on each other. Pray on each other. Respect each other. Support each other. Stop downing each other. And you best believe we'll be a united front and can't nobody stop us. So I'm Ace the Real, IntellectualRadio.com. I'm closing out on that part. But at the end of the day, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all next Sunday. Peace. I'm out.
Most can't relate. 16 high school dropout, shorty on the way. Mom's an addict, pops upstate. Gotta find another way, even if it means getting popped on another slate. Couple months in the Audi home, nothing but a setback. Now that shorty's home.